Hey, everybody. I know that I said I was going to come on and share some information with you about Whole30. And so here is that video for you. I am going to try to give you all the information you would need or want. And then on top of it, at the end, I'm going to share some things that I will do to continue to support you through the process. So. My plan is to start this on January 2nd. You can start it whenever you want. It's 30 days, and so you kind of get to decide what works for you. So the main premise to this is the food you eat either makes you more healthy or less healthy, and those are your two options, and you get to make that choice. And you get to decide whether you want your body to be more healthy or less healthy with each choice you make. You shouldn't feel guilty about those choices. Sometimes things taste delicious, and that moment of joy makes you feel more healthy. And so maybe that food made you feel more healthy, even though physically it makes you feel less healthy. I'm going to try to get you to find joy through foods that make you physically more healthy and also psychologically more healthy, and will help you to better your life and your body. So, sorry, I'm going to have to keep moving my little face around here. The food we eat should promote a healthy psychological response. So each time you eat a food, it goes through your gut, and your gut is directly related to your brain and your psyche. And if we eat foods that promote bad bacteria in our guts, like sugar, it promotes a bad psychological response. If we eat healthy foods like fruits and vegetables and things like that, that have maybe natural sugars in it, that doesn't do necessarily the same thing. So also foods can promote a healthy hormonal response. So when we eat sugar, our hormones can get out of whack. If we drink soda, if we drink coffee and caffeine and those types of things, all those things can really affect our hormones. And it's very interesting when you go through this process, you will start to realize how different foods affect you in different ways. Support a healthy gut. So I just kind of talked about that. Your psychological and your hormonal responses are directly related to your gut. So when you eat something and it kind of goes straight through you, your body is like, nope, no thanks for that. Your gut's trying to heal. Things do feed bad bacteria in your gut, chemicals, sugar, things like that, all do that. And so it's important to eat things that will make our gut healthy, and then support our immune function and minimize inflammation. And so when our body is inflamed, especially if you have rheumatoid arthritis, if you have, I've heard that this really helps people that have fatigue issues or fibromyalgia. I know that it helps people with diabetes. It can really help lots of people, and their especially helps immune function. At first, when your body's fighting through this process, sometimes you do get kind of like a cold, and then but then as time goes on, your immune responses really are benefited from this. So I just want to let you know that it's totally not your fault that you want to eat sugar and salt and fat. Those things are highly palatable and they're delicious, and our willpower is not lacking, and you are not lazy. These cravings are actual addiction. And so, sweet and fatty and salty tastes, they send pleasure and reward signals to our brain, just the way when somebody says, wow, you're doing a wonderful job. Sugar acts like cocaine in the brain. It's been shown over and over and over again. And I think that, it's something that people should really know that it sure does. And the food industry has capitalized on this, and they made billions from our cravings and addictions, and they put sugar in almost everything. And so learning how to read labels and be mindful about what we eat is incredibly rewarding. So reconnecting with delicious and rewarding food and nutrition really helps us with our that satiating our appetite. So like you eat pizza and an hour later you want more food, or you eat some sugar and you start craving more and more sugar. So this program is intended to change those habits and change the way you feel about food and change your relationship with food. There we go. So this chronic overcarb consumption of food with no breaks. So food with no breaks is potato chips and sugar stuff and all these things. It really leads to a reliance on sugar for fuel. So your body is constantly wanting carbs to be able to have energy, and that's why you get hungry over and over and over again. And then you have this excess of glucose and triglycerides in your bloodstream, and that makes you tired. And your brain also wants to eat more. Like it goes through your bloodstream and it promotes this leptin resistance in your brain. And that means your brain is not hearing the message that you're full and that you don't need food. And so it continues to say, I need more, I need more, I need more. And that is why we overeat, especially at parties and things like that, because the food is so delicious and we're getting all those pleasure response. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, except for later your pants want to squeeze you and try to eat you alive, and then you're not in pleasure anymore. So, I'm going to try to help break that cycle for you. So maintaining that healthy gut is really important for us because it's really connected to our brain. When we have a healthy gut, our brain is clear. We are more, we're able to be, our emotions are more regulated. We're able to be more efficient in our work. We're able to do all these things. So, digestive distress in your gut can really lead to a lot of issues, and your immune system is directly related to your gut. It's located in your gut. So when your gut's unhealthy, your immune system's unhealthy. So if you are a person who has bad bowel issues and things like that, and you notice you're sick a lot, this is something you should really try. I think it would be very helpful for you. So inflammation is something that a lot of people deal with. And I know a lot of people with like arthritis and inflammation in your gut, you feel bloated all the time. That happens to me, man. I always say I'm a bloatation device because I get really bloated when I eat the wrong thing. So your immune system has that two major functions: your defense against threats and low-level repair and maintenance of your body. So certain foods sneak past your gut system and create immune chaos. So if certain factors like your food choices are overloading your immune system, it's going to be less effective to do its main job. So the food you eat should promote a balanced immune system and minimize chronic and systemic inflammation. And that means getting rid of those foods that cause you issues. So managing that inflammatory status of your body profoundly impacts your quality of life. And I'm sure those of you with rheumatoid arthritis or any arthritis or gut problems or bloating and all that thing, I'm sure you know that. And so the way we fix that is by taking certain things out of our bodies and then looking at how putting those back in affect our bodies so that we can be very aware. So I need to drink water after all that talking. Sorry, everybody. Drink more water. That's one way to help your gut. So here's where we're going to go. The whole 30 program rules. So I'm going to talk about the rules. I'm also going to give you a document with the rules if you're interested. I'm going to take you through the rules. I think what I want to say is the first rule is if you think that it's probably not what you're supposed to be eating, it's probably not what you're supposed to be eating. So put the food down, read the label, Google, can I eat this on the Whole30? Likely not, especially if it's in a package or something like that. I will help you with some easier foods and those types of things, but I just really want you to be aware this is a lot of cooking, a lot of scratch, a lot of mindfulness about what you're doing with your food. So I just want you to be really aware of that. So these are the rules. We're going to eat real food. We're going to eat moderate portions of meat and seafood and eggs, lots of vegetables, a little bit of fruit, Plenty of natural fats, which include things like nuts and good oils. We're going to use lots of herbs and spices and seasonings that don't have sugar in them. And we're going to eat foods with few ingredients, with pronounceable ingredients. If it has something you can't pronounce, you don't get to have it. And better yet, no ingredients listed at all, because they're whole and unprocessed foods. So that's like the basis for this program. So here's what we get to eat. We get to eat healthy and well-grown meats. We get to eat organic grass-fed beef, organic chicken, organic pork, seafood that's sustainable and wild-caught, and organ meats, if that's something you want to do. That's not my thing. Here's the deal. If you can't afford the organic, it's okay. Just go with the other stuff. If you can't afford the grass-fed, that's okay. Just buy regular stuff. You will benefit from grass-fed because it does have certain nutritional components in it that do help you with your digestion. So if you can do that, that's great. But I know, so they have lots of organic options at Costco that are cheaper. That is something that you could look into. Unfortunately, this isn't a cheap program to do because it really requires that you buy whole foods, and whole foods are more expensive than packaged foods in this country. And I could go on for days about that, but I'm not going to. And so I just want you to be aware that this does cost money. I'm going to try to show you kind of how to save some money and do some things. So you can eat vegetables, pretty much any kind. Organic is best. Sweet potatoes are great. White potatoes you're allowed to have, but I would use those with caution if you're trying to lose weight. Those do add, so maybe once a week or something like that. That's what we usually do, kind of as a reward, or we just stay off of them so that if we're trying to lose weight, we just stay away from them. So healthy fats, olive oil, avocado oil, nut oils. They have like almond oil and all that kind of stuff. You can have nuts. Macadamia nuts and hazelnuts are the ones that are on the list that are like most preferred. You could do some almond stuff, but nuts can sort of be one of those foods without breaks. And so you got to be careful not to overdo it. And then you can use ghee, which is actually the oils from butter. And you can buy that, like they have it at Costco. They have it at Trader Joe's. They have it at any store now. When I first started doing this program, they didn't have any of these things anywhere. And pretty much now you can find everything everywhere, which is great. And fruits, berries are best. So strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, berries have the most bang for your buck. You get the least amount of sugar with the most amount of nutrients. So berries are best, but you can have other fruits, but not too much. You only get 2 servings of fruit a day. So we are avoiding these things for 30 days, and avoiding means do not eat them or you did not do the program. You cannot have these things. It isn't like have one cheat meal. Nope. Whole30, no cheating. You're in a relationship with this program and you're going to be faithful to it if you're going to do it. So you are not going to consume any sugar that is added, real or artificial. So no maple syrup, no honey, no agave nectar, no coconut sugar, no date syrup, no stevia, no splenda, no Equal, no NutraSweet, no xylitol, etc. You're not going to have any of those things. If any of those things were on the list of ingredients and you ate it, you didn't follow the program. So you have to be very careful about that. You are not going to consume alcohol in any form, not even for cooking. You're not going to use wine for a sauce. You're not going to have one little drink at here or there. You are going to abstain from alcohol for 30 days. Now, many people, when I tell them about this program, say, I can't not drink for 30 days. And I look them straight in the face and I say, then you probably should sign up for a different 30-day program. So I think you can do it. Alcohol actually does not help us. Now, is it fun? And do we like it? Fine. But it is not psychologically helpful for you. It is not creating psychological responses that are healthy in your brain or your gut. It is actually a stimulant and then a depressive and then a stimulant again. So it doesn't help you sleep. It causes you more depression. And if you're on any kind of medication for depression or anxiety, it is terrible to drink alcohol. It totally messes with your medication. So just look into that. And, if you want more information, I'd be more than willing to talk. I've done lots of research on that and lots of reading on that. So you're not going to eat any grains. None. Zero, zilch, none. You're going to take all grains out of your diet. So there's a long list of grains: wheat, rye, barley, oats, corn, rice, millet, bulgur, sorghum, sprouted, all those things. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's gluten-free, you're not eating it. We're not having it. We're not going to eat any legumes. We're not going to eat any beans. We're not going to eat any peanuts. This includes soy sauce, miso, tofu, tempeh, edamame, anything like that. And then they like to sneak soy lecithin into foods all the time, so you really have to read the labels. If you don't think you should have it, you shouldn't have it. So those are the stay away from. There's, I think, a few more here. We're not going to eat dairy. So we're not going to eat cows, goats, sheep's milk. We're not going to eat any of it. We're not going to eat cheese. We're not going to eat yogurt. We're not going to eat any of those things. Now you're saying, Bree, what are we going to eat? What do you mean we can't eat any of this stuff? We're going to get there. Don't worry. We are not going to consume carrageenan, MSG, or sulfites. Those things are not helpful to us. They cause headaches. They cause migraines. They are packed into packaged foods, so we're going to stay away from those foods, so we're not going to have those. And then we're not going to consume baked goods, junk foods, or treats with approved ingredients. Now, they used to call these sex with your pants on foods, which I just thought was hysterical. But they changed the name, something about they were worried about that name or whatever. But I agree. It's like, if we're trying to recreate what we eat and how we gain health, we don't want to be making bad foods from good foods. So there's lots of paleo pancake recipes and waffles and breads and French fries and all these other things. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Now, putting some potatoes in your air fryer and getting them crispy so they're kind of like French fries, to me, that doesn't count. But this is our mantra. When in doubt, leave it out. It's only 30 days. You can do it. It's 30 days. Take it a day at a time. It's 30 days. You can do it. So this is our last and final rule, and this is really hard for a lot of people. You will not step on the scale or take any body measurements for 30 days. So the day before you start, you are going to measure, and I like to measure, I measure my bicep, I measure my thigh, I measure my waist, I measure my belly button, I measure my hips, I measure my chest, I measure my neck, all the places. I step on the scale, I write it down, and then I don't touch any of that for 30 days. When you're done with your 30 days, when it's day 31, you step back on that scale, you take the measurements, and you compare. Now, the reason we do that is, analyze your body, and taking these comparative measurements during will derail you. Oh, I didn't lose enough weight. I only lost 1 pound. It's not about that. It's about changing our relationship with food so we can be healthy and we can make healthy choices for our body. And so, yes, a great side effect is going to be losing some weight probably, or changing the way your body looks, but that is not our purpose in this. Okay. So there is a little bit of fine print to this. So you're going to use that ghee or clarified butter. It's okay. Plain butter is not allowed. A little bit of milk protein is found in ghee, but it'll be fine. We can use fruit juice only to cook with and to make sauces. Like pineapple juice is used a lot in like the teriyaki sauces and stuff like that. You cannot use fruit juice to drink. You will not drink fruit juice. Certain legumes, technically green beans, sugar snap peas, and snow peas are legumes, and we can eat those because they're more the pod than they are the bean. But if you just stay away from those, that's fine too. And then vinegar is allowed nearly all forms. So not malt vinegar because it can generally contains gluten, but even rice vinegar is allowed and stuff like that because it doesn't have enough of the, it's not the actual grain. It's, the vinegar instead. So coconut aminos are a great soy sauce substitute, and that's something you can find just at the regular grocery store in, like, sometimes in the health food section and sometimes it's with the soy sauce. And then with salt, you're going to want to buy like sea salt. So getting it at Costco is great. It's just sea salt. Iodized table salt does actually contain sugar. And so we're going to try to stay away from that. So kosher salt, Himalayan salt, and sea salt are going to be often be used. So for these 30 days, your job is to focus on making good choices. You won't weigh or measure. You don't need to count calories. You don't need to purchase everything organic, grass-fed, pastured, or local. Just figure out how to stick to the whole 30 rules in any setting around every special circumstance under any amount of stress for 30 days. It's your only job is to eat good food. Now people say, this is so hard. This is so hard. No, cancer is hard. I know somebody getting a double mastectomy right now. That's hard. My dad's on hospice. That's hard. This is not hard. You can do this. You are brave. You want to take care of yourself. You are important. You are good enough. And you deserve this. You deserve this program. And it is an elimination diet. So we're going to take all these things out, and then we're going to slowly put them back in after the 30 days. So if you hit the 30 days and then you say, oh my gosh, I need ice cream in my life, or I need, then you're going to eat a bowl of ice cream and you're going to see how it makes you feel. Then you're going to not eat ice cream and you're going to wait a little bit, and then you're going to eat a piece of bread 2 days later, and you're going to see how that feels. If you slowly build back in food, I have found that gluten, like bread and things like that, don't do well with me. It causes me lots of inflammation, lots of bloating. It is not good for my digestion. So you're gonna be able to figure out corn. Corn is something that isn't good for me. Blue cheese was something that gave me a headache, which made me sad because it's one of my favorite foods. So it's kind of one of those things that once you take the crud out of your diet, when you build it back in, it's not all crud. Like, I don't think cheese is bad, and I don't think these things are necessarily bad, but they do affect us. Every day, our food choices affect us. And so here's the thing. If you do this, you're going to get these other benefits. So I just said that. This isn't hard. It's 30 days. You can do it. Don't even consider doing this if you're like, yeah, but then I have this thing and I might cheat. Well, then just don't do it. You're just not ready. So when you're ready, jump on board, and I got you. I will cheerlead you. I will push you through. I will give you the recipes. I will give you the shopping list. I will do everything to help you be successful. But if you think you're going to go on, well, on January 15th, I have a party to go to, and just don't. I just can't even with that. You can do it and be responsible and get through it, or you can just not. And I know I'm doing this for teachers. We tell our students every day to commit and be responsible and do it. So I know you can do this too. And you don't have to eat anything you don't want to. So if your friends are like, come on, just have one cookie and blah, blah, you can't just have one. No. And you tell them, you know what? I am doing something for myself right now, and I don't appreciate that. Or come hang out with me, because I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to be on the diet too. Or the program, I like to call it a program, not a diet. It really is like a way of thinking about food and a way of thinking about life. Like, I am going to not live to eat. I'm going to eat to live. And that is what I've decided. And so, yes, do I fall off track? Do I derail? Did I gain 40 pounds when I didn't want to? Yeah, that happens. But we're going to try to make those choices that are good for us. This does require effort. I already talked about, you have to grocery shop. You have to meal plan. You have to think about things ahead of time. If you are going to a party, you're going to have to either eat beforehand or you're going to have to take something with you. So it's one of those things where like you really have to think about it. If you need support with that, please let me know. There are a few things like that you could take with you. Like when I go to Sounders games, I take nuts and I take fruit, and I take some what we call RX bars that are made with like they're made with egg whites. And so there's some things we can take with us to kind of get us through, or you can fast during those times, which also will help you with your weight loss and reducing calories. So if you want to do this with me, tell people you're going to do it. I'm going to do this, and you have that accountability and you can do it. So I think you're going to really like this, and I think you're going to be proud of what you can accomplish. Okay. So, plant benefits of doing it with me is I created, sorry, I'm trying to move my face around. I created a 30-day menu plan for you with shopping lists to lessen your load. So it will have the different things. It does have a few things on it that like don't exist anymore. So I need to go in and modify it a little bit. I have a Facebook group, and if you join that, then I will show you kind of how to use the Instant Pot, air fryer, your immersion blender. If you have one like a stick blender, I'll be your cheerleader. I'll be your biggest fan. I'll encourage you through the hard times. I've had lots of people message me. I really want to stop this. This is hard. The way your body is affected by this through every day, there's a timeline on this that I will give to you. And the first like 12 days is hard. The first week is hard. Your body is withdrawing from all these carbs, and it is hard. But if you can get past that, we get to the point where we call it tiger's blood, which is where I'm at pretty much all the time now, where I'm just like, I have all this energy and all this motivation to do things. And even in a time of crisis in my life, I'm still able to like, get the laundry done and do the thing. When I come home and I have dinner to cook, I'm not ticked off anymore about it. I just do it. Like I have the energy to spend time with my son and play with my son. And that is the reason I do this program. I can't stand being lethargic. I can't stand being irritable all the time, angry. That is what food does to us. It gives us these side effects that we don't even realize are parts of because of the food. When you eat a cookie and it seems like it's really good, and a half an hour later you're like, "Ugh." Well, there's reason for that. Your brain is like, give me some more cookies, and then you're irritable. And so this could be a huge thing for you. I will celebrate you and all your accomplishments with this journey. I will help you. So that is the benefit of doing this with me. No, I'm not selling anything or making money. I just want people to be healthy. It really brings me joy to help people, and it really brings me joy to watch people get healthy. So if you want to do this with me, I highly encourage it. I had a couple other things I want to say. So with 75 hard, I learned that drinking more water is very helpful. Now you have to drink a gallon of water a day with 75 hard. Now I know that seems like a lot, but at least get like a 40-ounce bottle and drink 2 of these a day. That will help you a lot, especially with your hunger. Also, if you like a recipe and you want to make it every single day, great, do that. One thing that I do is I make double the dinner, and then I use it for lunch, and I fast during breakfast. So I only have 2 meals a day, and I only cook like once a day. And that's something that's really helped me get through this program. And I always make sure to like save a little extra and put it in the freezer for days when it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize we were going to do this. And we need a meal so that we have some meals and stuff. Sunday prep is great, prepping for the week, cutting up all your vegetables, cutting up all your things, getting things prepped, prepping a meal that you can cook on Monday. Those things really help me. There's lots of little tips and tricks that I will share on my Facebook group. It's called Breeze Whole30 Support Group, I believe. If you look it up, you can ask to join it, and then I can accept you. And then that is a place where I can share things with you. I will be, if you are interested in this, if you watch this and you're like, yep, I'm in, I will copy off the shopping list. I will copy off the recipe list or send it to you, email it to you. And I also have like the Whole30 timeline, the Whole30 rules written out. I have all these different things that I can send you. And so you let me know if you're really serious about it, and then I'll get you on board by January 2nd. Like I said, if you're not ready by January 2nd, that's okay. If you want to start January 7th, that's okay. We'll all be in kind of different spots, but we'll all be doing it together, and having a group to do it together and have some accountability is highly successful. So thank you for joining me. I know this was kind of long. Sorry. I hope that you learned a lot and you listened with an open mind. All of this is research-based through the people who started this, who, yes, they have a book that's called It Starts With Food, and you can buy that if you want and learn more. But really, they did it to help people get healthy. And if you're really interested in the reintroduction process, we can talk about that as well. So let me know, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and shoot me an email or a text or whatever if you are interested in doing this. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.